Malcolm,
Yeah?
you know what to do if you see a fallen rider?
Huh?
Today, we learn life-saving skills to help out not only fallen riders, but anyone in need in a Responder Plus workshop conducted by SCDF. Yes, there's a link to the free course in the description. Theory is a dreaded thing, but the SCDF officers made light work of it, demonstrating common first aid skills like wound dressing, fracture immobilization, CPR, and even the Heimlich maneuver, a move you do to help someone who's choking.
You press in, up. You can feel.
You try to kick.
I'm not
I feel that.
Oh yeah.
So imagine there's something stuck.
I also felt other things. We were taught how to do CPR. We got a theory class, and then now this is the practical class. He is here to validate what I say or to correct me if I'm wrong.
Check for danger first.
Danger?
Should this is safe?
But fella left half the body, bro. Quite dangerous, eh? So, no danger. Right? We tried to wake him up. He doesn't wake up. So now we check whether he's breathing. Check whether he's breathing.
So what was that before that?
I don't know. No! You said.
Sayang bro. Just type like just now bro.
Oh, hello.
And ask
Can you?
for shout for help.
Okay, shout for help. So that means I can ask, Malcolm, call 995. Okay.
Malcolm, faster.
Faster!
No. Let me. Okay.
So what we found out is that there is an AED unit at every 2 blocks. That means this thing is available anywhere and everywhere. If you need an AED, this thing is amazing. We learnt it. It tells you to do everything, plus shock the patient if it needs. Awesome, right?
One of the key objectives of doing CPR is to circulate the blood throughout the body, particularly to the brain, to prevent brain death. So this is actually what we're trying to achieve with our community first response hands-only CPR.
Have to do 100 to 120 BPM. That is fast.
Basically, when he's doing the compressions, you can see from the body, the mannequin here, right? There are red lines showing up. This shows that he's doing the right thing. Basically showing all the blood circulating throughout the body. Oh, the forehead never light up. Why is he doing too fast?
1 and 2 and 3.
Oh. Okay, so technically, if he's doing the right thing, everything will light
I can't
up.
believe.
Oh.
What I mean by leaning in is because when we talk about the heart being a pump, right? So the thing is when you push out the blood, you gotta recoil and let the thing be filled. Because if you are leaning, the thing doesn't refill fully. Yeah, correct. See?
Oh, this one is more xiong.
Yeah, but actually this is a very good way to find out whether what you're doing is correct or not. Like, you can actually see, whether blood is pumping or not.
An AED or automated external defibrillator is a medical device that can help people who are experiencing sudden cardiac arrest. The devices are super simple to use and provide verbal instructions on the go.
Unit okay. Stay calm. Check responsiveness. Call for help. Open airway. Don't touch patient.
That's why
Analyze.
the ED is analyzing the heart rhythm.
Shock advised.
Shock advice. Okay,
Don't
so
touch
here,
patient.
you clear.
Press flashing shock button.
Yeah, that's
Shock delivered. Start CPR.
continue CPR.
CPR.
I realize with all the features in the AED device, it's basically, in a way, idiot-proof. Even if you're not certified, just follow the instructions. I think, there's a proper chance you can save that someone.
Then, in a real life scenario, you will get tired because this shit's not easy.
CPR.
Okay? Ask for help. Amos,
Yes.
can you get ready to take over?
Can.
Hey, ready? Come to send me. Ready? Here. Okay, so the right way is opposite. Okay?
Continue CPR.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
And take.
Straighten the elbows.
As you can see, right, the difference after Mark has doing it for like almost 5 minutes, right? You see the compression between Mark and Amos, where Amos is very fresh, the strength is very different.
This is real, lah.
Stop CPR.
Real, lah. Be advised that there are 2 different pads in the machine. One is for adults, smaller one is for children or people, unlikely adults, below 25 kilos. So children, these 2 things, very important, just remember.
When you check and realize that he's breathing, you can stop, but then have to keep checking every 3 to 5 minutes. Right?
There's if you are
Just in
first
case it's
aid
not
trained,
stable,
first aid trained, you know, to put into the recovery position, then you should do so, because that's the optimum position, so that you know, even if he's unconscious, you know, but they're still breathing, the tongue doesn't roll back to to block his airway.
So I feel this skill to learn, right, is one of the more important skills that I think we're going to use more often than none, right? It's knowing how to stop bleeding. Because sometimes when you go down, you're lucky you get scratches. You're not so lucky you can lose stuff that we don't want to lose. As you can see, I'm getting very nervous. But anyway, so I'm going to try it out on Malcolm. Okay, first thing, if you get as a cut, what you're going to do is to get a piece of gauze or any absorbent material to apply pressure on that cut, right? To check for bleeding. If it soaks through, that means the bleeding is not stopping. What we've been taught to do is to first tie off the wound. So let's assume that there is gauze here. I just take out things. Okay, just normal shoelace tie first. Okay, tie, and this has to be tight, like tight. I'm just not doing it to him now because it will hurt. You still got your gauze here, right? You check for bleeding again. If the bleeding stops, cool. If it doesn't, then there is something called the tourniquet technique. It's not that good. Above that first tie, tie once, tight. Second one, not tight. Leave a hole. Because you want a decent branch or a marker, or in this case, a pencil. Okay, you tie it down. And just so you know, this shit will hurt, right? You got to tell the guy it's going to hurt. You take this, you twist. Okay? All along while you're twisting, you are checking the wound to see if the bleeding stops. Let's assume you do once, bleeding stop. Tie off. Then go hospital or wait for ambulance. Very, very important. I really think we will use this the most.
Yeah, also take note, right, from the first to the second, by right, there should be a 5 centimeter gap. Yeah, so it's about 2 to 3 fingers gap from the first to the second one.
The non-disputed most fun part of the course, legally playing with fire extinguishers. We were taught the PASS technique. Pull, aim, squeeze, sweep.
And then squeeze and sweep from side to side. 3, 2, 1.
I think from a rider's point of view, right, this not just for the community, but because we ride together all the time. To be armed with this kind of knowledge to help your friend if your friend goes down, or your friend who is armed with this knowledge to help you when you go down. Because going down on a bike is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and we all know that. So I think this is something very, very valuable to have.